On August 15, 2014, Open Government TV and Haberman and Layton kicked off the inaugural STEM Diversity Golf Classic. The purpose of the inaugural event was designed to seed the initiative and make sure that there would be annually a STEM Diversity Golf Classic. The Classic helped this year to raise funds for INROADS and celebrate the new partnership between INROADS and OGTV. The mission for this partnership is to promote and advance STEM diversity around the nation. Thanks to the generosity of MetLife and the hospitality of both the Salamander Resort and Creighton Farms, many companies were represented. Such companies joined MetLife as Wells Fargo, Volkswagen, Lockheed Martin, and representatives from Senator Warren's office. Good afternoon. We are here in this marvelous hotel called the Salamander Resort and Spa in Middleburg, Virginia, owned by the incomparable Sheila Johnson. And it is an amazing location, and we're so happy to be here with our guest today. And to my left is Machelle. Machelle is the Director of Diversity at Volkswagen of America. Machelle Williams, how are you? And thank you for being with us on our first inaugural STEM Diversity Golf Classic. Let's go through that again. The first ever inaugural STEM Diversity Golf Classic, 2014. Thank you so much for being with us. And to my right, RUMEAL MOSLEY, one of your interns. And RUMEAL, congratulations for being such a successful young man. I'm always encouraged, and I can say young because I've got a couple grays on you. But, and of course, our partner at INROADS, CEO Forrest Harper Jr. If it wasn't for INROADS, if it wasn't for you and all that you do and motivating all of us, we wouldn't be here, Forrest. So thank you so much for supporting, and we enjoy supporting at OGTV INROADS. We're going to talk just a little bit about Volkswagen, their commitment to diversity, and we're going to let Machelle Williams tell us a little bit about not only Volkswagen, but her role and your commitment before we go to lunch here. How's that?
Well, thank you very much for having me. This is a wonderful place and a relaxing day. And anytime that I get to talk about what I do for Volkswagen Group of America, especially as it pertains to my role as the corporate diversity leader and leader of corporate social responsibility, I get really excited. So I'll try to be brief. But Volkswagen, we began our diversity initiative around 2005, and the impetus was the 2000 workforce that came out. We saw the demographics of the world were changing, the United States in particular changing. We started asking ourselves, what does that mean for us as an organization? What does that mean for our consumers, our dealers, our suppliers? So we began developing a strategy whereby Volkswagen Group of America would be relevant. We want to be a top employer. We want to be a place where talented, gifted people choose to work and choose to stay. We want to be a good partner in the community. We want people who run businesses to want to do business with us. We want suppliers, we want women and ethnic minorities to feel like Volkswagen is a good partner for them. And we want our dealerships also to reflect the communities where we live and where we work. And so we want our dealer body to be diverse as well. So we started out with these very broad goals. Over time, though, we've narrowed our focus, and in my role currently, primarily focused on corporate social responsibility, how Volkswagen Group of America is showing up in the community where we live and where we work. And so we began looking at what we really wanted to do to strengthen communities and not just be an automotive, company who shows up and sells cars and takes your money and then leaves town. We wanted to put our roots in the community and really show up and be there as a community partner. So we began really narrowing our focus. We want to work on strengthening communities, women in particular, children, families in underserved communities. When the opportunity for us to partner with INROADS came about, it was a perfect match for us because it was our opportunity, number one, to help make sure that we were creating a pipeline of talent so that our workforce would be diverse. But it was also a way for us to tap into these very gifted and talented students who had all the brain power but just needed a little extra push. We bring them into our organization. We give them really meaningful work to do. And, it's a little stressful. We throw them into the deep end and we help them swim. But when they leave at the end of the summer, they all say that the experience was meaningful. And some of the students even keep in touch with me as they've gone on to finish school and work in other places. But it's important to us that Volkswagen played a part in their education, that Volkswagen helped to prepare them for the real world of corporate work, because it's not what they tell you in school. And so that's how the partnership with INROADS began. It started out very small. We just had 1 or 2 students one summer, and now we've grown and expanded. We have 12 students, I believe, this year in 3 different locations across the country, and our goal is to simply expand that. And as we're looking for, STEM, we talk about STEM. Educating people about the automotive industry, first of all, is important because it's not just dealerships and it's not just cars. We have human resources and a legal department and a tax department and customs. We have a plant that manufactures. We have an IT organization. We have everything that every other company has. So we need not just engineers, we need students who are capable in marketing, capable in human resources, capable in PR. And so it's been really great to have all these students come through and to broaden their horizon and their understanding of what the automotive industry is and the potential for their career as they go forward. So it's been great for us.
Thank you so much, Machelle. It sounds like it's been really great. Now, how long has it been in terms of the relationship between?
About 5 years.
Just 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
And you have any defined goals in terms of increasing the numbers that you currently have?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We do.
Well, I'll tell you what. My mother has a Volkswagen, a Passat, looking like a little mini Mercedes. So I'm just excited now to begin to talk to RUMEAL here and listen to what he has to say about his own experience. How did you find out about INROADS? Started first, right?
Yes.
Okay. Where did you start your INROADS experience?
So my INROADS experience actually started last summer. So I'm a 2-year intern. So last summer I actually interned with JCPenney at the Beaufort Mall of Georgia, a little outside of Atlanta. So I was down there in a retail environment. Wonderful experience. However, I am a marketing major, and I wanted something more catered to my field. So I challenged INROADS to find me a marketing internship. So I did pretty well in my role at JCPenney as a management intern, but I needed to get some marketing experience. It wasn't readily available at my school or in my environment. So I spoke to my recruiter, and he helped me get interviews in marketing roles. So Volkswagen, I was fortunate enough to get an interview with Volkswagen, and everything worked out. So now I'm there in their retail marketing department. I've been there since June. And it's been challenging, but it was the corporate environment that I was looking for, and I'm definitely satisfied with my decision. So this summer, I've worked on multiple projects. As I mentioned, it was my first corporate experience, so that came with a learning curve as well, as opposed to just doing the work. And as Machelle mentioned, I always felt that I had the brain power, but there aren't many places to get opportunities such as this. So INROADS has been very influential in getting me this opportunity. And when I jumped at it, when it was presented to me, I jumped at it. So so now I'm here today.
And you're a senior?
I am a senior. I'm a rising senior at the University of Baltimore in Baltimore, Maryland. So this is actually my second university. I previously attended Howard University, and then I transferred to University of Baltimore to be a little bit more closer to home, and it's a lot more easier on my pockets. Absolutely, yeah. So,
What's your aspirations post-graduation?
Postgraduate aspirations, I definitely would like to work in the marketing field. It's something that I'm attracted to. As far as specific brand management, is something that I'm very partial to. I like the just something to be able to cater a message from the ground up, and then have people to build a culture about your product or your service or whatever it is I'm representing. In Volkswagen, from a Volkswagen standpoint, we don't just want to sell a car, we want to sell an experience. So I've been influential in just, learning how that takes place. And, I know there's more to it, but, my feet are wet and I'm ready to dive all the way in, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
RUMEAL, we're always proud to see a young man or a young lady, particularly a minority, who is aspiring, focused, positive, and getting exposure. And so you're to be congratulated, and I know you're very proud of of every young person that you give an opportunity to. Well, we're just going to sort of wrap up because we're getting ready to have a luncheon here after a grueling, I would say, grueling. Some of them had 18 holes, right, for us? And we had to, come back and shorten our golf game, but it was a great inaugural STEM Diversity Golf Classic, 15 golfers, and now we're getting ready to have a luncheon. But why don't you cap us off with your relationship with Volkswagen as a corporation and how that started, and I know you're proud as well.
Well, thank you very much, and I want to say thank you, Machelle, also Keith Moore, who's at OGTV, and RUMEAL, who I've been watching sort of the summer from behind the scenes, but learning even more about him. But, this is what the story that Steve Jobs, before he left, he said, now is where we're going next. And without corporate partners like Volkswagen and the over 150 companies that we work with, we wouldn't be able to give RUMEAL the experiences that he needs to have to get him to the next level. So a true partnership is one that Machelle described very, very well. And that is one that will take in students like RUMEAL, take the talent, give them real life experiences inside corporate America, give them real projects, hold them really responsible and accountable for those projects, and then demand excellence. That is a commitment. And even at times when the job market is up or down, companies like Volkswagen keep making commitments to the students and keep making commitments to diversity. No corporation is going to be able to thrive and be competitive unless they've got an inclusive workforce. And Volkswagen is that company that's committed to that inclusive workforce. And with that comes young men of color, young women of color who are getting the opportunities. And without Volkswagen, we couldn't do that. Machelle, we want to thank you and Mike and the team for all the hard work you do and the commitment. And then secondly, when we see RUMEAL and we see the things that he's accomplished, it makes a big difference. You see the confidence, you see the clarity, and you see those things that he's encouraged by just by getting that experience. And with that in mind, INROADS is the nation's largest salaried internship model in the country, but the internship is just the path. At the end of the day, it's about leadership development. At the end of the day, it's about careers where they will aspire to be in, such as in STEM fields and marketing and business. And they can't get there without experience, and Volkswagen and companies like them give them that opportunity. We're proud to be a partner in all of this that we do, but I got to give credit to Keith Moore and the vision of having STEM diversity step out in front and be able to have this inaugural golf event so that it can bring the message more clearer and more aware around what we're trying to do and to close the divide and this gap of STEM education. INROADS is proud to be a partner, and our goal is to be here so that when any student steps out of high school, we'll be here to give them the experiences. And then from that point, to be able to help give job offers to students like RUMEAL so that he gets an opportunity to experience all the work he's done and gotten into the field. And last but not least, INROADS, in our own right, when we develop talent for corporations and building their workforces, our aim is to help them build a diverse workforce that's going to change the complexity of corporate America. And in order to do that, we start with things like initiatives like this STEM Diversity Golf Outing. Because right now today, 38% of INROADS' talent pool, which is nearly 4,000 students, is STEM majors and business-related majors. When you have that, that's what our corporate partners are asking us to look for. and we're glad to be a part of that, and that number continues to grow. So we're here for the journey, we're here for the opportunity, and we're excited about being a partner in this whole focus on STEM diversity. So thanks very much, Keith, and congratulations on a great inaugural.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to close out a short conversation with some mighty people, Machelle and Forrest, and our young man here, RUMEAL. And the reason why they're mighty is because STEM, a national crisis that we have in terms of the lack of science, technology, engineering, and math professionals and minority students, INROADS as an organization, as an international organization, is partnering with us to advance the brand of what you said, marketing and branding. And there's power, I can tell you personally, in marketing, because scientists need marketing people, engineers need marketing people, technology folk, they're usually the guys on the, and gals behind the laptop, but they need marketing ideas. So, RUMEAL, stay strong. You've gotten a great foundation, and we're happy for you. And this has been Keith Moore here at the Salamander Hotel and Resort. It is an amazing place. I'm going to say that until I leave home because it's just fascinating. We'll show you more. And this has been Keith Moore for OGTV, discussing DC with OGTV. And we're now going to our luncheon, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you so much.